Hey everyone, welcome to Video Diary Day 43. I apologize for last night's video. It was majorly short, and I told you I'd explain why. So, I'm going to explain. But first, I'll tell you how my day was. My day sucked. I was over at Mom's, and all I did was watch TV. It was boring. The only bonus was I had a bathroom right beside my bedroom that was connected to another bedroom. So, I mean, yeah, sure, I have to share a bathroom when I'm over there, but it's just, you know, a toilet and a sink, and it's like, yeah, anyway. I did that. Then I came here. And as soon as I got here, my uncle left and didn't come back till like maybe an hour or two ago. And I got here about, yeah, he got here about almost 2 hours ago. I got here about 7:30, something like that. And yeah. Anyway, he's mad because I'm still here. What he wanted everybody out, so he could, you know, finally get to place when they die. Well, to piss him off more, I'm taking my sweet little time. Instead of packing all my shit right away, I'm using the internet, catching up on videos, talking to friends, making a video. Alright, so last night what happened was, I got back from the grocery store with my grandma and my little cousin Matthew. Well, Matthew got in the way. Every time I tried to reach for something, he'd reach for the same thing. So I go, Matthew, move the fuck out of the way. And that was it. Matthew takes one of his fits because, you know, he's a 11-year-old punk who thinks that if he don't get his way, he can whine until he does get his way, which he always does. But anyway, I wasn't arguing or anything, and he stomps away pouting. And my grandma jumps down my throat telling me I need to shut up, and I was trying to explain to her what was going on. And as I was trying to explain, she got louder and louder, so I had to get louder. Just, you know, I'm not saying screaming at her, but my voice was raised trying to explain to her what was going on. Well, my bipolar of an uncle, who is literally a titty baby, and a druggie, and a mama's boy, and he beats on his own mom if he doesn't get his way. But anyway, he comes down there, he goes, ain't nobody gonna yell and hit my mama. I'm like, I never hit her, and you need to stay out of this doesn't concern you. Well, he slams me up against the Durango, he chokes me, he punches me, he made me lose one of my hair ties, and he pulled a, like, you know, he goes like that, you know, like this, and pulls my hair like a bitch, like he is, and, yeah, I'm missing a chunk of hair back there, but, I mean, nothing too serious, since I'm going bald as it is. And, I've got those marks, I've got bruised ribs, and, honestly, I think it's a crock of shit. I'm like, keep it up and I'll call the police. They're like, oh, you ain't gonna call the police. And I hate being told that I'm not gonna do something like that. To prove a point, I called the cops. And I was trying to explain to the cops what was going on. But every time I opened my mouth, my uncle and my grandma would jump in and say, oh, it's just a family argument, there's nothing to worry about. Well, like a dumbass, I was waiting on my mom, and she takes forever to get here, and the cops go, if you want, we could take you down to the station so you can file a police report. I wanted to do that, but I figured it'd be best to wait on Mom. So, as soon as the cops were walking away, he goes, if you file a fucking police report, I'll make sure I kill you myself. And, then he was threatening my grandma, saying, if you don't stop him from filing a police report, I'll never let you see my son again, talking about her grandson. And so, he's got her whipped around his finger, and, wrapped around whatever. And, well, excuse me. Everything I did last night, I did just to prove a point. And me coming back here is to prove a point. That no matter how many threats or how many times I get hit, I'm not gonna back down like they expect me to. And I was laughing in their face the entire time. But don't you worry. Once I get my shit out, I will say my piece and I will file the police report. Just to do it. But yeah, I'm proud. I ain't got nothing to be afraid of. And, so what? I'm missing a little bit of hair and, you know, that right there. That is because I fell, and my ribs, my bruised ribs are because of the way I landed too. All he did was, he takes his hand, not his fist, he goes like that, hits me in the head, you know, he goes like that, hits me in the back of the head, then he goes like that and pulls my hair. I mean, seriously, what man pulls another man's hair? I mean, seriously, really? And then, like a bipolar bitch like my grandma is, she kicks everyone out except for my uncle and his son. And then today my grandma had the balls to call me and say, "Oh Josh, just come back home. I'm fixing everything, so, you know, there's nothing to worry about. Just come home, not say a word." And I laughed at her. I'm only here to get my shit. And it's funny to me. And yes, she even threatened to kill herself. And all that bullshit. I'm not like, it's funny to me. It really, honestly, truly is. And, yeah. That may make me a twisted person for laughing at this whole thing, but it's just funny. And my mom, all night last night, from the time I got to her place to 4:30 this morning, she would not let me speak. I tried to talk to her, and every time I open my mouth, she changes the words around to make it sound like it, you know, it's all about her, you know, like, from my experience, you don't need to do this and this and this and that just because of what happened to me when I tried to do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not you. And those days are over with. You're what? Almost 36, and I'm only 20 years old, so I mean, yeah, you were younger than me. You were my age once upon a time. That was forever ago. Times have changed, you know, and but don't worry. I'm gonna enjoy every bit of it to the very end. And who's gonna walk out victorious? This guy. I don't care what happened. I really don't. As long as I get a kick out of it, that's what matters to me. And the fact that I can finally, that I'm finally gonna say what I've been wanting to say for the past 20 years, yeah. And everyone's blaming me that it's my fault that everyone got kicked out. No. Hell, even Matthew was trying to explain to my grandma, or to our grandma, what was going on. He goes, I got in his way. I was trying to get groceries. I kept grabbing for the same things he did. So I walked away. He was trying to explain what was going on. And my Uncle Jimmy, he likes to butt in. Okay, this is a guy who has beat on his mom, who has threatened to take his son away from her so she cannot see him anymore. He has threatened to burn down this place if he cannot stay here. He's the drug addict, you know, the pothead. He's also a drug dealer. He steals his own father's tools. And he runs the place, literally. And if something doesn't go the way he wants, then, you know, he's a little bitch and he makes sure his mama takes up for him. Well, I don't hide behind anyone. And like I said, the only reason I called the cops was because they told me that I wasn't going to. And I proved a point. That's all it was. And, I'm gonna make sure, like, if this thing seems like it's gonna blow over like any other time, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't. And I'm gonna make sure I cause them the 20 years of pain they caused me in just a few minutes. And, I'm gonna enjoy every bit of it. Motherfucker. Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Oh, and morons. Cigarette, not a joint. But, yeah. That's how my 2 days have been. The internet supposedly gets cut off tomorrow. Library. Duh. They think they've got me. Oh, they don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go finish watching TV, since I was rudely interrupted yesterday. I got the rest of episode 11, no, episode 12, and then I've got episode 13, and then I'm gonna go to Hulu and watch the episodes of Rookie Blue that I missed, so, yeah. Oh, there's one more video that I have to make tonight, and I'll do that about September 11th. I know it's a little late, but I'm gonna tell my story. Even though it is late, so, yeah. Later, guys.